Zed, good to see you as well. I mean, I can't really see you, but I know you're here. I know you're here. And I know I don't post a lot of myself on my stories. I want to do that more often, but sometimes I let the beard get out of whack. OJ Bliss, it is good to see you. And yeah, so I will literally hand the floor to you guys. Whatever questions you have, or if you want me to rant, I can do that too. We can talk about books, we can talk about business, we talk about money, talk about trading. I love your book. Thank you. Appreciate that. Make sure to leave a review on Amazon. Thanks. All right. What was the hardest hurdle you overcame during your early stages of profitability? So, impatience, and I still deal with impatience a little bit as well. I've always been an impatient person. So, I still struggle with that. One of the biggest things really though, as far as like hurdles, is the analysis part. Everybody wants to know where the market's going, how it's going to get there, when, this, that, and the third. And when you understand that the markets are manipulated, it really helps out a lot. And that's like one of the keys right there. But the impatience is more personal, So there you go. How can I'm assuming you're asking about overtrading. How can you stop overtrading? Well, you need to limit yourself. Okay. Now there's an abundant number of opportunities in the marketplace. Okay. We all know that there's a plethora of opportunities, but you need to limit yourself on how many trades, not financial advice, by the way, just so you know. But if it was me, I would limit the number of trades I would take in a day and in a week. That way you eliminate over trading. Okay. What helped your journey with trade management towards the beginning of your profitable, and then it cuts off. I get what you're saying though. So let me tell you something. If you lose some fucking money, okay, that will change your perspective. Okay. If you get your ass kicked once or twice and you lose some actual money, okay, we're not talking like $20, $30, $100, $500, okay, $1,000, $2,000 plus, okay, I've taken losses bigger than that, and that shit hurts, and well, obviously back then it hurt a lot more than now, but when you take your first like big loss, that's when it's like, okay, I don't want this again, because it's almost like touching a hot stove. Sometimes you got to touch the hot stove, get burned to understand that you shouldn't touch it. I would hope that it doesn't come to that, but that's what helped me. I got my ass kicked. So hope that helps. Looking slim and sharp. Well, I'm not too slim just yet. I did recently lose weight though, so I appreciate that. What do you do when the dream seems like it's fading away? Well, the dream should never fade away. I think a lot of the times, and I read this too, I've read a lot of books this year, a lot of John Maxwell, a lot of personal development. The one I'm reading right now is called The Practice of Groundedness. Of course, it's backwards because of the camera, so it is what it is. But I think what happens a lot of times, and this is what I generally don't like about I'm not going to call anyone else specifically, but, there are people who say shit like, oh, aim for the stars, or, and you'll land on the moon if you miss, or like, just weird shit. And it's like, look, if you put your goals too big, every step that you're going to take is going to seem like it's not enough. Like you're not there. You're constantly always falling short. Okay. A big dream is accomplished by small and medium goals. Okay, a bunch of small goals will add up to medium goals. A bunch of medium goals will add up to that larger goal. So I'm not saying don't give up on your dream, but take smaller steps to get there. Set achievable goals. Okay, we'll soon text you about business. I'm ready for it. Hey, Body by Kate or Kit, I don't know. But you're an inspiration as well. I see your stories all the time. You're always in the gym. And it looks it almost makes me look bad because I'm like, everyone's at the gym and I'm home, So, anyway, opinion on ICT. I don't have an opinion on the guy. It's just, I don't have an opinion on him. I could talk about him, but I'm just not going to do that, I've learned a couple things from the guy, but is he my mentor now? Absolutely not. So, but he's smart, though. I'll give him that. What helps you with your trade management, psychology, holding winners, and also sticking to your intraday bias? So trade management is very hard to learn because you either move your stop too early or, don't move your stop at all or you're partial out and the trade continues to run and you go, fuck, why did I partial out? There's so many things, there's so many variables and factors that go into trade management. That's what makes it difficult because there's so many moving parts. So it's difficult, but I think the best thing for me when it comes to trade management is order flow. So if I'm looking, like let's say I'm in a long and I see down candles being respected, I see imbalances being filled and price continues higher, it's like, okay, cool. If I want to trail my stop, I'll do that based on, order flow and to that effect. Holding winners is hard sometimes. A lot of the intraday stuff, though, is going to come to the timing aspect. So are we in the morning session or are we at lunch, indices, okay, specifically? Or we're in the afternoon session. I'll probably get out before the close. I usually don't hold overnight. Sometimes I do, but not this year. I haven't held too many trades overnight. But yeah, so the psychology side comes with experience too. And I have, streams on that. Mark Douglas, you got to read Mark Douglas, in my opinion, and really, really go from there. How do you distinguish an institutional candle from the one that isn't? That's a very good question. And what I'm going to tell you is confluence. Okay. Confluence. If you have just a candle by itself or with anything, just a single concept alone, for me is not usually enough. There needs to be 2 or 3 concepts together or that are in, some type of alignment that to me will boost the odds of that trade panning out. So the candle by itself to me is not enough. Okay, and I'll give you a little tip. If you have, let's say, your institutional candle or whatever, if that's like below lows or below a low resistant lows or something like that, that's usually where you have what we call smart money efficiency, where price is taking out traders and reaccumulating price or mitigating price at the same time. So that's kind of a little key. That I probably shouldn't be out here saying, because that's privileged stuff, but hey, why not? We're here, it's cool. Blowing a couple of accounts and live funded was my bottom so far. I gotcha. A dream fades away when you over leverage. Don't over leverage. I don't think I'm in the live. Yeah, I gotta really scroll here. I don't have like the auto scroll, bro. I don't know what's up with that. I don't have that. But it's cool. And to inspire you and others to get off your ass. Absolutely. I've been doing push-ups every day this week. I didn't do too many today, though. Who's your mentor? I don't really have a mentor anymore. I had a lot of mentors. I have posts about that. And at this point in my career, it's just really about the consistency, the growth, and all that. So I'm not saying that I'm done growing. I'm never done growing, but as far as like an actual mentor, at least in trading, I don't have a trading mentor at the moment. So I'm probably, and I'm fine with that, to be honest. So there you go. What do you lean towards more, less strike rate, more RR, or more strike rate, less RR? Well, in an ideal world, you want high risk reward trades with a high strike rate. Very hard to get to. I've done it, on streaks and stuff, but it doesn't always last forever. But I guess if I had to say, it would be higher RR with a less strike rate. I guess I would go with, because you want big wins and small losses. So that's what I would go with if it were me, if I had a choice. I mean, because trading there's no way to, to know if there's going to be, if it's a winner or a loser. So there's really no way to frame it that way. Like, oh, I choose risk reward over, strike rate. I've been in instances where, my strike rate could be, let's say 70%, which I think is fairly good. And I've had other instances where it was above 90%. But once you get that 90%, to me, that didn't last forever. Then it went back to 80%, and it just depends on which measurements you're taking, month to month or week to week or whatever. But, yeah. So, would you recommend funded accounts? I have a friend of mine, well, actually multiple friends of mine have funded accounts, and they seem to be doing pretty good so far. So, if you can consistently like pass a challenge, like if you can consistently, let's say, get 10% a month, whether it's live or demo, I think it would be okay to consider a challenge after that point. But the statistics look up the statistics for funded accounts, and then make your decision after that. Do you use the Fibonacci tools? Sometimes. I don't use the Fibonacci and even the Gann. They are tools that you can use, like the 618, stuff like that. But I more so like the logic of it, the logic of buying low and selling high. So it's not the fibs that does it, but it's the logic that does, or the concepts that form at a logical area. Do you think Solana is going to shit? Crypto is shit in general to me. My strike rate with crypto is shit. It's not good. And I'm ass with crypto. So I'll just put that out there. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not the crypto guy to ask. So I don't know. A lot of it is, not good. So there it is. What happened to IM? I see a lot of people posting. I think a lot of people just left. I don't know. I keep up with myself and my team, but I can't speak for everybody. So, but I am recording this. So if you guys missed the question, or if I'm recording it and I'll probably upload it to YouTube or something. So, yeah, there you go. What are some key takeaways from books that have helped you in your day-to-day life? Oh, I could speak for like an hour about books, dude. Especially John Maxwell. I have so many John Maxwell books. It's crazy, and I love his leadership. I love the way that it's actually Charles Wetzel, that his writer that writes it, but the way he writes and the way that the information is presented, it's just easy to read. It's easy to remember. John Maxwell is just an inspiration altogether. It's helped me, and that's why I have so many books by him. They're just phenomenal. As far as like personal development goes, Mark Douglas, and actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, while I have you guys here, next month I will do a short video, probably on YouTube, or I might do an Instagram live here again. Is going to be the top 10 favorite books of 2022. So I actually started making that list yesterday, and I think I've got the 10 books, and I'll share those with you guys, and then we'll go from there. So I'll get a little bit more into that as far as like giving you more takeaways and stuff like that, versus just right off the dome trying to give you an answer. I'll give you a better answer next month to that. Okay? So there you go. What's your favorite crypto? I just covered that. I don't really do crypto. I have almost no money in crypto, so it could all just go to zero, and I'd sleep at night. I'd be fine. So, Rhea looks so good. Appreciate that. I just got it trimmed yesterday. I think she did it a little bit too short, but yeah, whatever. It'll grow back, right? What would you tell yourself when you could talk with your 20-year-old self? With my 20-year-old self, that's a good question. I remember it was right after I turned 20. It was like 3 weeks or 4 weeks after I turned 20, I went to the Navy, actually. So if I had to do it all again, I would tell myself that the first couple of years not to be stupid with money. I was terrible with money. I invested, of course. You know, I had saved up a few $1,000s, and which was a lot for someone who's 19, 20 years old. You know, and I just blew through a lot of that. You know, buying stupid shit, pizza and hookah and just dumb shit. You know, I went a few years without money. You know, and that was stupid. So that's what I would tell myself. Be like, save your paychecks. So. What are your prices for your mentorship? I don't run a mentorship outside of Go Live. So I am Master Academy. I think it's $175 a month. So we go live, Jesus, like 5-6 times a week. So many recordings and all that. So Frenchman, just message me and I'll get with you after this. We can talk a little bit more about it if you want. Do you think US 30 will go to 25K? Well, we're at 32. You guys can't see that I have the charts pulled up. I always have the charts pulled up. I don't think we're going to, would you say 25? 25 is a little low, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to get there anytime soon. How did you get in contact with IM and become an educator? Well, I'll put it to you this way. You got to be a bad motherfucker. Okay? You got to really have some experience. You got to prove that you know what you're doing, and then you can go from there. And if you have that, then you just got to ask the right people. Okay? So results first, and then the extra stuff. Okay? I never wanted to be an educator in the beginning. I only became an educator because people kept asking me and kept bugging me about it. So I said, fine, I'll do it. And then it wasn't until about a year, maybe a year and a half later, I actually joined IM, and then later became an educator, like I am now. But that was never the goal in the beginning. Okay. What do you look for when funding a broker? Me personally, I look for to see if they're regulated or not. Okay. And yes, Mark Douglas is goated. Absolutely. What's one best advice for a new trader, and what's one of your personal best videos on IM? Honestly, that's a great question. I don't know my best video. I wish there was a poll that I could do. So you guys know that on YouTube, right? If you go to YouTube, you watch a video, you can subscribe and all that. But there's a like and there's a dislike, right? And I wish Go Live had that in a sense, or at least maybe like a heart or something. Like you can heart Instagram photos and stuff. We don't have that for Go Live, and I wish we did, because that's a good question, and I want to know, you know, what's my most popular video? What's my most liked video? Because I don't know. I teach a shitload of shit, so I don't know which one people like, you know, over another. So I honestly can't answer that question because I don't know. So there you go. How did you start learning about money management? When I was broke. When I was fucking broke. That's when I learned about money management. Because oh, Jenna's in here too. What's good? You know, because when you're broke, when you're poor, you know, it's like, oh my God, I'm working and I'm working, but I don't have any money. This is a problem. This is a problem. That's when you learn. You know, I learned about money management originally. There was one time, I'll never forget this. I had about $10 to my name. Okay. And I had to go to work. My first job was at Wendy's. Okay. And I had my car, and I was hungry, okay? So I didn't have lunch, and, you know, I had no time management either, so I was running late. And I remember getting in the car, and I started driving, and I was hungry, but I had no gas. And I went, oh, man, I'm either going to eat or, you know, not make it to work. So I ended up just going to the gas station. I put the whole 10 in the tank so I can make it to work. And I went to work on an empty stomach. And I was like, I will never do this again. So, of course, I snagged, you know, nuggets and stuff like that. But I just remember that feeling of I had to choose. Do I want to get to work or do I want to eat? And I will never do that again. Never. Okay? So, hopefully that tells you a little bit something. I'm glad you're an educator. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. All those videos are great. You guys are too kind. I appreciate that, though. I love you guys. Mentor, I'm looking forward. So grateful for you and your content. I'm grateful for you, Joe. Thank you. Thank you. Scalper's Paradise is great. 3-part series. 3-part series. What do you think about gold? I like gold. I think gold is the single most manipulated asset there is. Period. How big was your first trading account? Wasn't large. I think I had touched on that earlier. I only had a few thousand to my name. But I put a substantial amount of my account into a penny stock at 41 cents and forgot about it. And a few months later, it ran to like $1 and some change. And, it like almost tripled my money. And I went, wow. First trade I ever took. Real shit. First trade I ever took almost tripled the money that I put in, And that's when I was hooked from there. That was it. That was the hook, line, and sinker right there. Trading had me on the hook. You know what I'm saying? So, yes. Your realness is on here is so different from I am, and I'm here for it. I can do what I want here as far as, the language and stuff. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to be upset. It's like, oh, John, curses on Go Live. Or, I mean, well, I have done that, but I'm saying like, oh, he curses on Instagram. Like, bro, you see what, I'm not going to talk about other people, but you see what other people do. You see what what I do. And it's like, all right, he's good. So he's good. Right. So gold is toxic. It can be. I have a video on that. Matter of fact, for those of you that are here, that are part of the Academy, I have a video. I think it's episode 98. Actually, I can check for you real quick. It's in here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it's basically a video, and it's called If I Only Had to Trade Gold. And I walk you through exactly what I would do if gold was the only asset that I could trade. So, am I funded? I'm currently not funded. I trade my own money and I'm comfortable with that, but I may look to get funded either here pretty soon or at this point, probably 2023. So, but I'm not going to make any promises, and I'm not making any recommendation either. Okay. Oh, you're Annika819 on IM. Nice. It's finally nice to see who's who. Do I have any dreams? Yeah, I have some goals. I want to be verified on Instagram. That's one of them. Twitter is easy because now you can just buy it. But I think after I launch my second book, I'll retry for the Instagram verification, but it ain't looking too good. But, you can always dream, right? Compliance, yeah. Compliance. Good old compliance. All right, anyway. So I'm looking at the Instagram features, I guess. It tells me the question that you have, but I've already seen it, though. So that's kind of weird, but whatever. When will your second book come out? So, let me see if I can show you real quick. My second book currently looks like this. Okay, so I know you got a lot of insight on that, right? It's just papers. Okay, there's a bunch of papers I've handwritten, everything. So I got to put all that in electronic format. I got to edit it because I can't do editing for shit. It's bad, okay? Actually, fun fact, you guys don't know her, but Catherine is who edited my first book. Okay, she did such a phenomenal job. I sent it to her one day, and a couple weeks went by, and then she sends it back to me with the corrections. She highlighted and crossed out and spell check too. There's still 2 spelling mistakes in my book. If you bought my book today, there's still 2 spelling mistakes. I'll leave them in there to let you know I'm not perfect, okay? And anyway, so she sent me the copy of hers with the corrections, and listen. Have y'all ever seen one of those book pages or like a meme or something where it's like a college student and they highlight the whole page? Okay, that's what it was. She highlighted every fucking thing. She was, take this out, what is this? Delete this word. You spelt this wrong. It was chopped, bro. It was chopped. So she made it into what it is today. And, I don't think it would have gotten where it went without her. So she's my best friend that, we met in church when we were kids. She got married, I think it was earlier this year, but she's going to have, I guess, another wedding in January, or the actual wedding in January. I don't know. Hopefully she's not on here. She'll rip me a new one. But we're supposed to be doing something here later in January in the state. So hopefully that'll be fun. But that's what I'll be doing. So, yeah. I don't know where that book would be without her. So, but to give you a more definitive answer, I would like to have it done by the end of this year and hopefully put out in 2023. Because I'm not going to do that, bullshit where, you promote for like 8 months and all that. I'm not doing that bullshit. But I will put it out about 90 days after it's done and edited. So, and you got to send it to the copyright and all that. So, what was the moment you realized trading could take you to a different level? Kind of like that story I told you earlier, where my first trade, I almost tripled that investment. And I went, whoa, I put a little money in, I wait, and I get a lot of money out later on? Well, okay. Well, that's fucking awesome. Let's keep doing that. And so that was like literally my first trade, my first impression of like the stock market. I didn't even know about Forex and options and futures and all the shit we do now. I didn't know anything about that. I thought stocks was just you put money in and get more later on. And obviously wrong idea, but that's when I knew like, oh, this is real and we can really do this, When did you decide to go full-time on trading? A few years ago. When you just get a new level of consistency and you get hurt a few times, you live and you learn, and then you just go from there. But it's different for everybody, so don't try and compare. Don't do that. So, editors are God sent. Yes, they are. They absolutely are. Who was your mentor in trading back then? I answered that question a little bit earlier. I have posts and stuff on that. There was a lot of them. Okay, there was a lot of them. So, some of the biggest breakthroughs really came from some of the books that I've recommended to you guys. So George Angel, Larry Williams, there's a few others, but they weren't like all that great. And then I actually was taught a little bit by some friends of mine who had mentors and stuff like that. And so I did get passed down some secondhand information, which helped a lot. And that was really it. So, there is no like single mentor. There is no one mentor. And I don't think anybody should ever have just one mentor. Even me, there's some people on Channel 96 religiously, but you shouldn't only be watching me. You should, tune into the other educators. That's what I, would do if it were me. And obviously read books as well. Okay. For people who got started with me, which one of your videos would you recommend I start them on? Honestly, from the beginning. So it's a lot. And I did it that way on purpose because the first maybe 15 are going to be the basic concepts individually. And then we kind of graduate into putting them together and doing more specific lessons later on. And at this point, some of the titles are just getting ridiculous. Like the one I made like a month ago. It's called, and I put this on my mug as well. My mug's downstairs. If you go to johnfibonacci.com, you can see it. But it's a mug and a hoodie as well. But it says, you don't need a ghillie suit when you can snipe in your underwear? And just shit like that, It's just fun to mess around and have fun with it. Because let's be honest, trading is boring. It should be boring. But you got to spice it up, Your stop loss is my entry, right? Same thing. It's just spicing it up, having some fun. So, but at the end of the day, when you're in a good trade isn't boring. You're in there, and you might look at the P&L a little bit, and heart might skip a beat, So I get it, but we've all been there. So it's cool. You saw that hoodie? Did you buy one though? That's the question. You saw it, but did you hit the purchase button? So, shout out to all of Trade House. Exactly. I'm not a one-man band. Trade House is worldwide. You know what I mean? We are worldwide. Is it necessary to do network to start as a Go Live educator? I'm not exactly sure what exactly it is that you're saying. If you're asked, like, as an educator, do I need to do like the network marketing side? Is that what you're asking me? If that is the answer, or if that is your question, the answer is no. They're not going to be like, oh, John is this rank, we're going to boot him out of the company. Like, that's not the case. At least I don't think it is. So, but yeah. John's favorite list is more than valuable. Watch them all, totally worth it. Well, yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. That was the second half to the answer earlier. I did get at least one complaint that more than one, but at least from someone else other than someone telling me directly, but at least one comment from a third party someone did say that I had too many recordings, right? Too many recordings. But I'll put it to you this way. I would rather give you guys the availability to have too much than for you guys, to pay a subscription, pay for, what we have, and then not get enough. It's like if you go to a buffet, you're not going to eat everything there. There's more than enough, right? So it's kind of the same thing. It's like, it would be better to have too much than to have too little. So is 140 something episodes, is that a lot? Well, yeah. Did I save every single episode? No, not every single, but a lot of them are there. So, but that's the reason, just think about it. If you're a customer, put that into perspective, right? You get what you pay for. I would hope so, So anyway, I don't know where the fuck I'm at with the chat, dude. I'm like trying to scroll and everything. I don't even know. People joining and leaving, I can't even keep up with this. If you make a ghillie suit print on some Walter White undies, I will buy, I swear. Yes. Are those blue light glasses? They are. These are called Gunners. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, probably not. There's a little logo right up there at the top. It says Gunners. Okay. I actually got these because it was Zachary Hogan who had them first. And I was like, oh, I need that. And I've been using them ever since. I have another pair as well. I don't know where they're at. Oh, they're right here. I have multiple pairs, like this one. They're not yellow. It's more clear. But I figured, I'm not a fashion guy per se. I mean, y'all see what the fuck I wear. I figured the yellow kind of went with the blue a little bit. So here we are. There's not enough. Man said there's not enough recordings. Well, we're going to continue putting more in there. I am slowing down, though, on as far as like saving every single video. I don't do that. I'm starting to save a less and less number of them. Just because I don't feel like it's always, necessary to put every session in there. It's unnecessary. Okay. Do I have kids? No. Not that I know of. So, but no, I don't have kids. Repetition builds muscle memory. I appreciate those videos. You're welcome. Hey, Gabby is here. Oh my God, Gabby is here. Where have you been? Where have you been? Welcome. But anyways, we've been on here about 37 minutes now, so I won't keep you here forever. It's almost, well, yeah, it's about 7:07 p.m. So I'll probably give it another 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll probably shut it down and then try and get the recording out there for everyone else who can't make it. Man, John, 7:30 p.m. EST is real early, or it's real late. Well, that's it's a problem when you got students all over the fucking world. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You're everywhere. If I do something for Europe, Americans are going to be asleep. If I do something for North America, Europeans are going to be asleep. Australia's going to be asleep. What do you want me to do? I can only do so much. I am a man with limitations. Okay? With limitations. And a lot of spelling mistakes. Okay? So, how's that for condescending? Is it possible to get a 10-minute call with you private? I usually don't. I try not to. But let me give you the reason, though, okay? Because I look at it like this. If I came out here to the public, right, and said, I got you, fam. I can give you a 10-minute call. If I say yes to you, then that means I got to say yes to everyone else. And that would be a problem, So what you can do is send me a message. You can send me a private message, voice message, or text. You can let me know what you want to talk about, and we can do something with that, or I might tell you no. I don't know. But that's what I would do, okay? Thanks for your classes and everything. You are welcome, Rich. Appreciate you. Your birthday is soon. How do you know that? Are you the FBI? Is the FBI in here? We got to go, if that's the case. Feds have entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen. What are we going to do? My birthday is December 10th. Okay? Gabby asked, can I get a 10-minute call? Nope. No. Well, maybe. Probably not, though. Catch you on the sessions and more live sessions. All right. See you later, Marco. Appreciate you. Or Marco Maldonado. Yeah, Maldonado. Sorry. See you later, broski. The FBI, the ATF, the NSA. Yes. The one and only John Phibb. The one and only. No ones, no dots, no underscores, no how's your trading going? None of that. Send me Bitcoin shit. No, none of that. The one and only. Yes, it is me. So, but anyways, you guys have any more questions for me? Because I'm starting to get hungry. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm getting a little hungry. And we've been on here for a while. You know what I got? These are dry as fuck, but I got them. Triscuit. Know what I'm saying? Triscuit. That's my snack. Because I looked at the back of Chex Mix, and I look at all the snacks and stuff, and you read the ingredients. Shit is poison, bro. Poison. So this is like the least damaging, the least poisonous snack that I could find. So, but yeah, you're welcome. You guys are welcome. I knew Sybil was in it. I was waiting for him to say something. That's why I brought it up. You played the new Call of Duty? I have. I play sometimes. I have 2 gold guns right now. But I'm waiting for Warzone. And then depending on how that is, I actually might end up getting back on Twitch. So we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. But Numer 28, I answered that earlier. You can tune into the recording for the answer to that. Okay. How did you start trading, and what was the reason you said yes to the markets? I kind of answered that earlier as well, so I won't spend too much time on it. But I started trading right when I joined the military. After boot camp, I went to what's called an A school, the same school I was later kicked out of. But while I was there, I bought a penny stock. I put half my account into it. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know risk management or nothing like that. And I almost tripled how much money I had put in. And from there, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And it just took off. And I stuck with it. And all those gains were wiped away in like, I don't know, 6-8 months or something, you know. So I had like a really nice start to my career. And then it just went down and down and down. And that's when I had to really learn what it is that I was doing. I don't play God of War. I just play COD, bro. I'm almost 30 years old, you know. I'm getting old out here, and video games just are not going to be my thing forever, you know. What is your opinion on things like harmonics? Since we are smart money traders, that would interest me. Well, let me teach you something. Well, I'm not saying that you don't know this. I'm not trying to call you dumb. I don't think you're dumb. But let me tell you something. I want you to use what's called context clues, okay? Context clues, which means, and this is also something that you learn from the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown, one of the top books I read this year, just so you know, is a non-essentialist listens to the loudest person in the room, and they listen to everything that's being said, but the essentialist listens for what is important, and they listen to what's not being said. They try to see the message behind the message, okay? So with that information, I want you to take that, okay? And I want you to apply that to my channel and to my teachings. I want you to ask yourself one question, okay? Ask yourself this. How many times has John Phibb pulled up a harmonic scanner? How many times has John Phibb pulled up a pattern? Okay? And you will find the answer that you're looking for. Okay? So I hope that was enough. I started trading like that too, but I started with sports trading, made money on the first try, and I got into this, been trading for over 5 years now. I don't do any sports betting. I actually almost went into business with a guy who owns a sports, an app actually. He was like, John, do you want to invest, into this program that I have? He's like, he told me how much money he made and everything, and I was like, oh fuck. And but I decided not to, only because morally I just didn't want to do it. So there's a lot of, I found out a lot of things about the sport betting industry, and because I know these things, I cannot make that conscious decision to invest in that, because I know how much, I know what apps can do. Just like some shady brokers, how they can increase spread and, fuck up your trade. The sports betting arena is the same thing. You and I'm not going to get all deep into it, but I know what goes on, and I just can't condone that. They're fucking robbing people, is what I'm telling you, okay? So I can't do that. I don't want money from robbery, is essentially. We can rob the banks and all that shit. When it comes to trading, this is regulated. People sign up for this. You agree to the risk and all that, so it's different. If I make money from the market, that's different. But sports betting is a uncontrolled, it's just not, it's not fair to the bettors, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Are you working on a new book on trading? No. I probably won't make another book on trading. It's too much, dude. It's too much to out of everything that I know, to put that in one book is just too much work. It's just much easier to go on YouTube or go live, really, and just show you stuff versus trying to do the rest of it. Okay? So, probably not. But what I want to do, my next book is more on personal development. So, it's along those lines. Okay? So, harmonics is a nice bit of confluence. The patterns are like high-low, higher-high, or mitigation. Pretty interesting, different perspective. Whatever works for you. I'm not against it. One day we will be giving a class together on Go Live. I gotcha. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. Can you speak on what you do as your social life? Bold of you to assume that I have a social life. Okay, very bold of you. Yeah, John Phibb has a social life. I don't know how you got that one. I don't know how you came up with that. But I'm just kidding. I have a social life. On most weekends, I go to my friend's house and, I have what's called a shut your brain off Friday, where Friday is my cheat day, so I can eat whatever the fuck I want. Well, I can do that any day, really, but that's like my main day where I just piss off the diet and just eat a bunch of shit. Drink, smoke, bullshit, and just shut your brain off, That's my social life. I don't really get out too much anymore. So, a lot of people, they wouldn't admit that, or they would be embarrassed or whatever. Dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm almost 29 years old, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't. I just live my life, I just live my life. But if y'all come to Houston, let me know. We can go do something. Okay? I want to know how you do it. What do you mean, no? I don't think I'm understanding the question. How do I do it? Or how do I do social? I don't understand. You'll be in Houston, I'll be here. I will be here. I actually just had lunch with a I think it was he might have been a previous student, I'm pretty sure. I should know that. But he actually came through, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. We met at a Mexican restaurant nearby, and we had a good time. So I'm always down for that. If you guys are ever in Houston, yeah, let me know. Now, if you're like South Houston, or you're like in a part that I've never heard of before, it means you're far as fuck, and I'm not going to go out there. So you can ask Siva if you have questions on that. Be like, yeah, John's not going to go out there. So smoke a little a little on brain turn-off day. Exactly. I mean, you can smoke on regular days too, but where can I get your book? You can get it on Amazon, or you can get it on the link in my bio. It's there. You can Google me too. Okay, and that's not an ego thing. I'm just saying you can do that. You can Google John Fibonacci, a whole bunch of shit will come up, and it's there, which I never thought was possible, and I never did that on purpose. That's just the Google algorithm at this point, which is pretty fucking awesome, I must say. So next year I might go to Miami convention, the Alex Morton one. I saw a couple of videos on that, but I don't have any tickets to that. Matt, the GOAT, appreciate you. I'm not the GOAT though, but I thank you. Next year I'll be in Houston. We can hang then. Yes, we can. All right, so we've pretty much been on here about 50 minutes now, almost an hour. So I'll go ahead and cut it here. But you guys have been awesome. I appreciate all the questions you guys have given me. Hopefully you got some insight. Hopefully you got a little bit of entertainment as well. Hopefully I'm not, boring. Okay, I got, someone told me I was boring like once, but they were just being a hater. Probably took a couple losing trades, blamed me, and, was just mad as fuck. So, but, you got to take responsibility, right? You can't blame educators or, the market or whatever. It's your fault, bro. It's your fault. Okay, so fuck them. But yeah, y'all be blessed. I will see you guys on the sessions. And then again, as a reminder, real quick, next month, I will do another... Gabby's still here. Next month, I will do a best books of the year, my top 10 books for this year. I will do that next month, probably shortly after my birthday. All right, so y'all be blessed, and I will see you then.